What's up, fishers? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a special day for me. Today marks the 2-year anniversary of this channel. Yes, sir, it's been 2 whole years since this guy right here.
Hey, what's up, fishers and fishettes? This is Eric at Fishpoker. And today's a great day. Today's a really good day. I'm excited. It's poker night.
I can't believe it's been 2 whole years since I started this journey, sharing these shitty videos for you guys. And well, today is no different. I'm out here at the Commerce Casino where they just recently reopened up their doors to the outdoor patio for some poker. They were closed down for like about a month or a month and a half or 2 months, sometime in December, January time because of COVID, and they've reopened up now about a month ago or something like that. I haven't been able to play because, quite honestly, it's been freaking freezing out here. I know some of you fishers live in a place where it snows, where it's freaking 30, 40 degrees, but I'm out here in California, guys. Out here, we are stupid spoiled with weather. Anything under 60 degrees and we're complaining. We're requiring a tax write-off or something because we do not live in this expensive ass state for shitty weather. And it's just been shitty pretty much this whole month. It's been cold. I don't know how the you guys do it out there where it snows, out there where you guys are freaking below zero, and I don't know. Out here, we're never happy with the weather. Out here, it gets too cold, we complain. Too hot, we complain. But today seems to be a perfect day. We're gonna go inside and meet a few of our friends, a few of our fellow fish friends, and we're gonna have a good time. It's St. Patrick's Day today. We're gonna have some green beers. Hopefully they have some. And well, let's mask up and head inside. All right, fishes. So the last time I was here, I went ahead and bought in for 200 bucks at the 3-5 table. Now, today being a special day, being my 2-year anniversary on this channel, we're gonna bump up the stakes. We're gonna go on and dip our feet in the deeper fish tank. We're gonna buy in at the 5-5 table. We get our name called and we buy in for 300 bucks, although the max buy-in is 500 bucks. I just don't feel comfortable at 500 bucks. I still haven't received my stimulus. And even if I did, I'm not comfortable at 500. We should always play at the limit that we are comfortable with. That being said, 60 big blinds is just gonna have to do. Let the games begin. So I'm not gonna lie, fishers, it's been about 2 full rotations that I haven't played a hand, and I'm pretty sure everyone at the table is starting to see me as a tight player. So when I look down at this beautiful suited one dapper, I want to play it. I'm in the cutoff and I make it 15 bucks. Both the blinds are my only customers and we go 3 ways to the flop. The flop is 8-5-4. You go on and hit top pair with the flush draw, and after both players check to me, I go on and do a C bet of 25 bucks. Big blind is our only customer and we go heads up to see a turn. Turn is the ace of spades. The big blind checks and I go on and continue my aggression with 55 bucks. Good enough, our opponent folds and we go on and we take our very first win in the 5-5 fish tank. Hell freaking yeah. All right, for this next hand, we look down at a beautiful suited ace-king under the gun. We go on and we make it 15 bucks. 2 players to my left call, as well as both the small blind and the big blind. We go 5 ways to a flop. The flop is ace queen 10. Not a bad flop. We go on and flop top pair with a gutter ball. And after both blinds check to me, I go on and fire off a bet of 40 bucks. Everyone folds except the sticky ass big blind who shoves all in for about 90 bucks or so. It's only 50 bucks more than me, and of course I have to call. I can't fold at this point. I snap it off and she shows queen 10 for a flop 2 pair. The turn is a 6. The river's a 3, and we go on and we brick out, but it's all right. We already knew we were going to lose this hand. When that 6 hit on the turn, that was a clear case of too many outs syndrome. Yeah, that's actually a real thing. That's when you have so many outs, you miss every single one. Jesus Christ. All right, for this next hand, we look down at not 1, but 2 jiggities. Hell freaking yeah, pocket jiggities. How sweet is that? Our opponent under the gun too, he decides to bump it up to 15 bucks. He gets 2 callers down the road, and you know, I'm clearly aware that there's no right way to play jiggities, but just calling 15 bucks just doesn't seem right. I go on and I rebump him. I make it 45 bucks. He calls, 1 more player down the road calls, and we go 3 ways to a flop. The flop is 4 deuce 7 rainbow. Now, I only have about 200 bucks left in my stack, and I know that if I bet here even half pot and both players decide to float, that's it. I've priced them both in. I won't be able to make them fold on future streets. So I let it rip right now. I'm all in. And well, it freaking worked. I'm happy to announce that both of my opponents went ahead and folded. Hell freaking yeah. Now that's such a relief because we all know I was going to go on and lose this hand by the river. That's just the way the poker gods roll. Brad Owen, give me a shout out, please. All right, for this next hand, I look down at ace jack offsuit under the gun. I go on and I bump it up to my standard 15 bucks. I get two callers down the road, the small blind and the big blind. They both call and we go 5 ways to a flop. The flop is 9-9-8. The small blind checks. The big blind just folds while having the option to check. I don't know. I go on and I check it as well. Even though I knew a c-bet would have been okay as well. But to be honest, I just didn't have a plan. Like if I bet and both of the players left to act, if they called, I wouldn't even know what to do, honestly. Especially if that turn card was no help to me. Yeah, I was going to be kind of stuck. But anyway, none of that shit mattered. None of that mattered because they both ended up checking. And now we're 4 ways to a turn. The turn is a 10. Yeah, not a bad card. We pick up some equity. We go on and put out 35 bucks after the small blind checks to us. Both players in late position, they let it go. Our opponent on the small blind, though, he's a little stickier than them. He goes on and thinks about it a little longer than what I'm comfortable with before he goes on and he makes the call, and we're now heads up to see a river. River's a brick. Small blind checks again, and now I'm thinking on what to do. Could my opponent be trapping me with a 9 here? Nah, I don't think so. He checked way too many streets. Maybe an 8? Or a mediocre pocket pair? Yeah, possibly. That seems a little more likely, but if that was the case, I would have to bet big to try to get him off that hand, but I'm not willing to bet big. I'm trying to play conservative. We're hanging around with the big boys here, okay? So I'm trying not to bluff as often. But what about a 7X, Jack X, Queen X, 6X type of holding, all those busted draw holdings? Anyways, as I'm thinking of what to do, I realize behind me is Happy Face Hold'em. No, not like that, you freaking perverts. What the fuck? No. You dirty bastards. No, he was just there checking up on me. He was there wanting to know how I was doing. And I'm glad he was there because he got to witness my glorious win with ace high. Yeah, I decided to check it down. There was no sense in trying to bluff this. I mean, I had enough showdown value versus busted draws that, it was fine. We took the pod, and yeah, the dude on the big blind who folded without even a bet, he later on told me that he had pocket deuces and he would have won that hand. So I thanked him for folding. For this next hand, we once again look down at ace jack offsuit. This time, though, it's in late position, and I go on and I make it 15 bucks. The blinds are our only customers, and we go 3 ways to a flop. The flop is ace 10 king. We go on and we hit top pair with a gutter, and we fire off a bet of 25 bucks. Small blind folds, the big blind sticks around, and we go heads up to see a turn. The turn is another ace. I fire off a $50 bet after the big blind checks. Then the big blind calls pretty damn quickly, which is pretty standard for someone who's on a draw. The river's a queen, which is pretty damn stupid, pretty damn gross, because now we could be chopping. I mean, we could be chopping. Anyways, the big blind checks. I bet out 100 bucks. He folds, and we take this one down. Hell freaking yeah. All right, for this next hand, I look down at ace 10 offsuit on the big blind. Everybody's folded, and once it gets to the button, he decides to bump it up to 25 bucks. Small blind calls, and I'm in it on the big blind for 5 bucks. I mean, I have an okay hand, and I'm basically halfway there. I go on and I call, and we go 3 ways to the flop. The flop is ace 7-10. Hell freaking yeah, we hit top and bottom pair, and of course we check it to the original aggressor. He decides to fire off a bet of 35 bucks. Small blind folds, and of course I make the smooth call, and we go heads up to see a turn. The turn is a 6. Now, I really don't want this to check through, so I decide to lead out here. I fire off a bet of 60 bucks. My opponent thinks about it for a few seconds before he announces that he's all in. And boy, does that put me in a tough spot. Oh, I mean, this is no longer micro stakes, guys. This isn't 25, 50 cent blinds. We're in here with the big fishes. This is 5-5, and if we make this call and we're wrong, when we lose, man, that's gonna bring us down to about $1.50. We're gonna have to add on, and I really, really, really don't want that. Oh man, and I'm taking a long time here. I mean, it's a long time that I'm thinking about it. I mean, does this guy have a set? Sevens, sixes, maybe that's in there, but I mean, I have blockers to a set of tens, a set of aces, but I mean, it could happen, but unlikely. Flush draw, maybe. That's a lot of money to put in for one more card to come. I don't know. No, I don't think a flush draw. Anyways, I decide in my head that he probably has like an ace X type of holding. I don't know. Anyways, I go on and I make the call, and boy, what a tough call. This was the toughest call of my 5-5 career. He turns over ace 10. God damn it. We had the exact same hand. We ended up sweating it for no freaking reason. We ended up chopping the pot, and it sucks balls, but at least we didn't lose. At least we didn't lose. All right, for this one, we're on the button, and we look down at Jack 10 of hearts. I go on and bump it up to 15 bucks. The small blind calls, the big blind calls, and we go 3 ways to a flop. The flop is 10, ace, ace with 2 clubs. We go on and we flop a little but dangerous chunk of it, and after both players check to me, I fire off a c-bet of 20 bucks. Small blind folds, the big blind makes the call, and we go heads up to a turn. Turn is a jack, which is freaking awesome because now I have 3 pairs. And last time I checked, 3 pairs beats trip aces, so I make it 35 bucks. My opponent calls, and well, we go heads up to a river. River's a 6, bringing in the flush, and once again my opponent checks. This time though, I'm pretty damn happy to check this one back. My opponent turns over queen jack, and he takes it down with his stupid kicker. For this last hand of the night, we look down at king 9 offsuit on the small blind. The under the gun limps, the cutoff limps, the button limps. I check it, the big blind checks it, and we go 5 ways to a flop. The flop is king 9-4. What a sweet baby Jesus type of flop. We go once again and flop 2 pairs, and since there's no pre-flop aggressor, we decide to take the lead on this one. We go on and fire off 15 bucks. Our only customer is our opponent on the big blind, which happens to be the same customer who we took down with ace high in the earlier hand. Yeah, him versus me. The turn is a 7, and that brings a flush draw, but that doesn't stop me from firing off another bet, this time to the tune of 30 bucks. My opponent thinks about it for a few seconds before he makes the call, and we go heads up to see a river. The river's another 7, giving us 3 pairs once again. We fire one last value bet of 45 bucks. 45 bucks, that should give him a good price to call with whatever it is he's holding. And indeed, he does call. He calls and he turns over king, queen. And last time I checked, 2 pairs does not beat 3 pairs. We take this one down, and it's time to rack up. All right, fishes, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Went ahead and played a little bit under 5 hours, which was pretty damn awesome. I didn't have any green beers because they didn't offer any damn green beers. They had bottled beers, but that's just not what I was looking for. I went ahead and took a W though. I bought in for 300 bucks. I cashed out for 682. And if my math is right, that's about, carry the one, $382 profit. Yeah. So overall, it was a great day. So no complaints in that department. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Click that thumbs up button, that notification bell so you don't miss a video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.